We got the legend known as Gucci Mane in the building.
Appreciate that.
And now when you say Gucci Mane, I just want everybody to know you're literally talking to one of Gucci's Mane. You work with Gucci now. It ain't just.
That is true.
Now, when you first said, you know what, I'm doing this rap thing, call me Gucci Mane, or did the streets call you Gucci Mane first before it was, because nicknames in the hood, sometimes the hood call you something and it just sticks. How did it come about?
To be honest, like most people in my neighborhood call me Black or Ray. Since I was a child, I've been called Gucci, Lil Gucci, because that was my daddy nickname.
Really?
Growing up as a child, I kind of wanted to be known as I wanted to have my own name and my own person. So I always kind of like went away from the Gucci. I wanted to be called Ray. Because, my real name was Raydrick.
Right.
So I would introduce myself as Gucci. Somebody would call me that, but if I meet a girl, I'd say my name was Black or Ray. I would never say my name was Gucci.
So the family and the community definitely gave you that name, Gucci.
100%.
100%. Do you know the origins of your dad having the name?
My grandfather was in the war, and he was in World War II. He was stationed in Italy, and he was fascinated with the Gucci clothes over there. He came back and started calling my dad Gucci and my uncle Gucci. He called one of them Gucci Mane, one of them Gucci Boy. And that was their names for a long time. And then, my father just kept the nickname and it passed on to me.
Is that a common story that people know that you...
Yeah, 100%. All my life I called my father Gucci Mane. I never called him dad. That's what I'm saying. That was kind of weird for me to go by Gucci Mane because I actually called my dad a Gucci. Right. And that's because my grandmother called me my grandma like, how you and Gucci doing up there? But she be talking about her son. She wouldn't be talking about, you know what I'm saying? So it was weird. It's weird even now that they call me Gucci. Like, if my dad was still alive, he passed in, January of this year, but to me, he Gucci. I'm just a junior.
It comes all the way to you now figuring out a partnership.
Yeah.
A business agreement with Gucci, the fashion house. How would your dad feel about that?
I knew he'd be proud, man. It's like, I don't even think we seen this coming, because at first they didn't embrace me. They didn't want me to use the name. They sent me like 100 cease and desist. Don't say Gucci this, don't say this. We had it was kind of odd, but for it to come full circle that we've been partners now, I'm talking about it's been a wild road to get here.
Did they reach out and say, listen, let's have a conversation about how we could work together? Did your management just kind of start opening, the business, because I know you have business people that you work with too and you allow to do some things on your behalf, but...
It seemed like it was just almost meant to be, honestly. One of my friends was working on the Gucci campaign and been working with Gucci for like 2 or 3 years. One of my close friends, Todd, he has a partner that was on the legal team with Gucci for like 4 or 5 years. So there's been a lot of people that work with Gucci that I was friends with, but they know, they always suggested, man, it'd be dope if Gucci bring you on. It just took a minute for them to come and approach me.
You always drop an album around this time.
Yes.
And now, is this forever or just since, I feel like it was just since maybe 5, 6 years ago? Or was it always this?
Maybe since I started saying 1017 was my label. Because at first it was So Icy.
Right.
So when I stopped So Icy, I started 1017. And 1017, I made that to keep me grounded. 1017 to me means don't forget where you come from. My original house when me and my granddad stayed in Alabama was 1017 First Avenue.
Got it.
And it was just a little small house, with everybody staying there. I stayed with my grandfather, me and my mother and my brother. And there was a bunch of us. I had my aunt there, I had my uncle there. They had their kids there. And I felt like after the So Icy and all that, it's let me go back to my roots. Let me go back to, I don't want to never get to the point where I feel like I got so much money that I'm delusional.
You've linked up with some cats out of Atlanta on track 10. Great to see you cats on the record. Pee Wee Longway.
Yes.
Them is doing their thing in the streets of Atlanta with them tapes.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
This was important, too, for me to get Longway and take off on this album. The reason I want to put that song on the album because he just reminded me of the old Brick Factory days. We did that song, me, Take Off, and Longway in the studio. Just everybody can't wait to get in the studio and get on the mic. It's just soon as Pee Wee stop, Take Off get in. Soon as I stop, Pee Wee come in. It's that's how we did it back in the day, just organic. No thinking, no writing it down. Soon as Ebro get through rapping, I want to rap.
Yeah.
Soon it's I miss that team camaraderie.
You being a kid that came from the streets, had to figure out your own path. How did you become the Gucci Mane we know from the block, from the trap?
I think Gucci Mane, the rapper, saved Ray, the trapper. Because I was really just trapping from 12 from my brother. I even took Miss Info to the house where I used to sell dimes at when I was 12 years old. That was a true story. And my brother, even later on in our years, he came to me and I apologize for introducing you to that at such an early, because he felt bad. And this was when we was grown. This was since I was 30.
Right.
So in the last 9 years, he was like, you know, because he ended up going to, you know, like live him and my mother, they ended up working and being professional people.
Yeah.
I never went that route. So it's almost like he showed me something, and he ended up, you know, going the professional route, and I just never could, you know, once I seen it and was exposed to it, I just went with it. So I didn't really stop doing that until I started being a rapper. Mm-hmm. That's when I said, hey, I'm gonna take the name Gucci Mane as a professional stage, and I'm gonna be a rapper. That was kind of like a plan. So even though I went through all this legal stuff rapping, it really was a plan to get out the streets from, you know, but because I had been doing that from 12 all the way till I got arrested when I was 21. So by the time I got arrested when I was 21, that's the day when I said, I'm going to be a rapper. I'm going to change. Don't call me Ray no more. Call me Gucci Mane, my dad's name. This going to be my name, and I'm going to be a rapper.
Your story is legendary. Listen, everybody got one. Is there a Gucci Mane documentary yet?
I wrote a book, and it's going to get turned into a movie. The same people that put out The Negotiator and American Gangster bought the rights to my book.
Really?
To make it to a film.
Who's going to play Gucci Mane?
I would like to do it, but, you know, I'm open to somebody else doing it as well. But I feel like I could do it.
If you had to pick somebody to play Gucci Mane in the Gucci Mane, it would be a biopic, right?
Yeah.
It's a biopic, yeah.
I like the guy who plays the lead character in Snowfall.
He's dope.
I think he's dope.
Yo, man.
And I feel like Ghost should play me at the end, because I like him too. He's a dope actor. So.
Who should?
Ghost. The one who played Ghost.
Omari.
So the
Omari
dude from
Hardwick.
Snowfall and Ghost, I feel like that's Gucci.
Do they have a director and all that yet?
Not yet. We still writing the script.
Just pulling it together. Yeah. Got it, man. Gucci Mane. You dropped this record. This one is moving. You took that classic sample and put Megan Thee Stallion on this big booty joint.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, made one of them real happy Gucci Mane joints.
Like a freaky girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the beginning to the end, you plotted this.
Well, first off, Megan Thee Stallion, I felt like she was dope, and I wanted to collaborate with her. And I wanted to make something like a freaky girl, like a slumber part I did with Nicki, and I wanted to touch like the new hot girl, the new, you know what I'm saying, with the youth on now, and it was her. And when I did the song, I was working with this producer named Jay White, and as soon as I recorded my part or whatever, he was like, we need to get Megan on here. Mm-hmm. He like, I'm gonna reach out to her. He like, what you think? And I was like, hell yeah. And he called her right then, and she was down to do it. We had just met at the Drake concert, and I told her I wanted to do a song with her, so it just worked out.
You know, here in New York City, we watching some of the craziest things I've ever seen in the streets. The level of clown shit I'm seeing from people who signed up to be in something.
I have.
Really?
Yes, sir. And I've been rapping about it, and people never took me serious. But I've been telling them. And me, with the chicken talk, I've been saying, hey, don't f with snitches. Over and over in so many different ways. You know, from even the song with both. People thinking that, hey, man, this just a lyric, Gucci saying. I'm saying, watch these people. But I've been aware of the confidential informants, the paid informants. They've been in the game. They told on me. But when I say they snitched on me and told on me, there's no big deal to nobody because it wasn't public. All my cases, they snitch. It's a snitch on the case. A snitch. Even if it was a security guard, bodyguard, record label, artist, snitch. To me,
not surprised
I'm not
at
as
all.
fascinated as everybody is. It's fascinating to other people, but it's like gossip. If it's so appalling, why everybody was covering it when it's going on and saying it was finished, how it was going to end? Because it was entertaining. Are you not entertained? If you say somebody a snitch, they go to black and white. If Gucci says somebody snitch on him, hey, look up his cases. I bet you I ain't told on nobody.